was a little kid, I used to have a lot of experiences about, like, I would go to sleep, and I grew up right outside of a military base called Fort Ruckert in Alabama, in Ozark, Alabama. And so I always had these dreams that I was, like, flying, and, like, you know, there was, like, these bright lights and stuff like that. And sometimes I would find myself outside, and it'd be like 2 in the morning, and I would be in my underwear, and then I'm like, I don't know how I got outside. So I had a lot of, you know, while I was having these dreams that I was floating and flying and going all over the place, well, it wasn't a thing. Okay, it was a being that I can't say that it was a being, because it was more like an essence. It was like an essence of, like, energy. It looked like fire, but it wasn't fire, and it wasn't hot. When I touched it, there was just like this peace that I was overcome by, this peace and acceptance, and, like, knowing that I'm safe and that I'm not alone. And so I just had that experience. And well, one time I went to bed, and I don't remember what happened, but the next day I woke up on top. Okay, I was sleeping on someone's roof. It literally had I was like 12 years old when this happened.
Wow.
And so I would have these crazy dreams, and then things like that would end up happening, where I'd end up in a very weird situation, and things like that continued to happen. I continued to have like these dreams where I would be meeting with this essence, that entity. I would always have these dreams of this being, this creature or whatever it was, and it was. Like I told you, I stepped away from religion, and I just started researching about spirituality and like thinking about the essence of all of religions and trying to figure out what I felt, trying to find answers and stuff. Well, one day when I was in prison, so I was about 19 years old, I was in a solitary confinement cell, and I went to, I was laying in the bed, and I don't remember going to bed, but I was laying on my back, and I had that same type of, like, vision of this essence, and I actually hadn't seen the essence in many years, and so I'm laying in the bed, and I have a dream that I'm driving, and then I was in the mountains, and I tried to hit this corner on this really narrow road, and I slide off, and I'm falling off the side of the cliff, and the fire being came to me and pulled me out of the car, like I just floated to the ground.
Yeah.
And when I got to the ground, the being, like, it didn't have a sex. It wasn't male or female. Like that was not, like, it was just there. It wasn't. It didn't identify as one thing or another. It just was.
Yes.
If it makes any sense. But anyways, so it gave me something, and I looked down, and it was a scroll. And I opened up the scroll, and it was really weird, because it said, when I read it, it said, "Behold, and they shall awaken the giants with 6 fingers and 6 toes." And I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know is I get really scared, and the being tells me to start running. So I start running along an aqueduct,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like this ancient aqueduct, and the water was splashing, and it was like a little bit higher than ankle deep, and I'm trying to run along this aqueduct, and on both sides of the aqueduct it was deep forest, and I look off in the distance, and I see 3 pyramids, and it looked like the pyramids of Giza.
Yeah.
And then above the Pyramid of Giza, there was 3 lights that were hovering above the Pyramids of Giza. And there was a beam of light that was shooting up to the hovering light.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the surrounding, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it seems so real. So the being, like, it was kept on saying, like, urging me to run, 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 run. So I kept running and running, and then something was chasing me. And then I ended up jumping off of the aqueduct and going into the jungle to try to hide in the jungle, and this thing was still coming after me. Mm-hmm. Well, right when it was about to catch me, I opened my eyes. Now, you got to remember, I'm in a high-security prison, in a maximum, like a supermax type prison, where I'm in solitary confinement. No one comes into my cell. I'm in a cell all by myself.
Yes.
And I'm laying there in bed. I cannot move. And I can move my eyes, and I see someone standing next to my bed. And I'm like, it's just standing over me. And the skin is like a dull metallic gray. Mm-hmm. And the skin, the actual skin is like, it's hard to describe. It's almost like a snake scale. Mm-hmm. Okay, but it didn't have, okay, just imagine, like, I've had snakes before, but snakes, their skin can sometimes have a gloss. This didn't have a gloss. This was literally like a dull, muted, metallic type color. Mm-hmm. And I ended up, like, trying to get up, and I can't move. And I'm sitting here, like, freaking out, and because I can't move, and this thing's standing over me, and I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah. And because no one's supposed to be in the cell with me, and next thing I know, I hear, like, this weird yell. I'm like, what the hell? And then it was like I don't know if it was a yell or just like some sound. Mm-hmm. It was, I don't know what, but my vision ended up going out. And when I came to, I was like literally looking around the cell. I could move and everything now. And whatever the sound was so loud that this was like 2 a.m, so it was pretty late at night. Yes. And so my neighbor, he's very into the Bible and stuff, and I stepped away from all that a long time ago. So I was just doing my own thing, and then so I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was tripping, and my next door neighbor knocked on the wall, and because we speak through the ventilation system, and he was like, what the? Are you all right over there? Like, what the fuck? I heard some fucking, like, sound like some fucking yelling or something. Mm-hmm. I was like, man, I think I'm tripping. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Mm-hmm. And I told him about what happened, and I did have a Bible, but I never read it, like I didn't pay attention to that shit. It was just something that I had, and inside the Bible, when you're in prison, you can take your Bible anywhere you go. So that's the reason why I had the Bible, was just to write down all the contact information of my friends and people that I was contacting. Yes. So this dude told me to go get my Bible, and he was like, he literally started reading to me the essence that I had been seeing, mm-hmm. and I had told him about how I've seen this essence since I was a little kid. And the essence, he was like, that's an angel, dude. Like, that's an angel that you've been talking to and been communicating with you all these years. And then so he was going through the Bible, and he was telling me, he was like, what's crazy is you said when that angel gave you that scroll and you read it, it said that you need to beware. Behold, they're going to awaken the creatures, the giants, the beasts with 6 fingers and 6 toes. And he told me to go to inside the Bible and in the Old Testament, where they were talking about little giants living in the world at that time, and that like giants like Goliath had 6 fingers and 6 toes. Mm-hmm. And they were evil creatures. They were creatures that were cannibals. They just took what they wanted and dominated over people. And that's the reason why at that time in the Bible, God sent the flood to kill off all the giants and stuff. But anyways, then he was talking about when I described the way that the skin of this thing that was standing in my cell, he was like, dude, that was probably a demon. And I'm like he's putting all this religious connotation onto it, and I'm like, nah, man, I might have just been fucking tripping and sleeping and whatever. Yeah. But there is, like, inside of me, I knew that something was wrong. I knew that something was up, and that there was something that was in my fucking room, and it made me understand that there was 2 different groups of species of creatures out there, that one that do not like humans, and the other ones that want to protect humans and protect life.